Well, hello there. Alright, so going live with the old PTrumpet here, and I'm actually just setting up the views so I can see the comments over here in the live chat, so I don't have to look at the camera all the time. But what's up, folks? This is me with my red and black PTrumpet. You know I'm going to be representing my Atlanta Falcons with a PTrumpet when I get one. So before we get started, before I play a little bit, it has been one full year, if I don't count yesterday. I did play some yesterday, but generally speaking, it has been one full year since I've had access to my horns. Been out in California, and didn't take any of my trumpets with me, and so it's not a pretty sight. Not a pretty sight when I play. Those of you who've seen my videos before, you might notice I got a little bit of cleanup here. So brought the beard down, or up a little bit, kind of trimmed it a little bit, left the old Santa stash going. But so yeah, I'm gonna just I should play a double G as a first note. I probably won't be able to play a single G or a G in the middle of the staff, so it's been a while. So if you're not familiar with a PTrumpet, it is a fully functioning plastic trumpet. Pretty much every single part of the trumpet is made out of plastic except for a couple of the springs inside the valves. But hey Trey, I did see your comment, just forgot to say hey there. Folks often ask me if this is a horn that I would use in any like gig applications, and so here is how I would use it. Hey iRaccoon, I only have one for myself right now. If I ever get a hold of a couple of extra ones, I sure would love to do giveaways. That would be fun. I use this around Christmas time. You can see the red, it makes for a great holiday deal. I would probably, if I were a high school band director, I would probably maybe allow this in like a pep band situation inside a gym. Definitely, I probably wouldn't use it as a replacement for my brass horns. And I don't even have a great, personally, I don't play that often anymore, so I don't have a great brass horn myself, but I'll show you what I got in just a second. But this is a plastic mouthpiece, and it's kind of hard to see it, but it's just raised there. This is a 5C mouthpiece. I have a 3C somewhere. My kids probably got a hold of it. So you can see it's plastic. There it is. There's a camera over here. It's plastic. So, I mean, it's a mouthpiece. A standard mouthpiece will fit in here as well. Metal mouthpiece, pops right in here, just like any regular. I don't know if you can tell the difference in the timbre just from the mouthpiece, the metal mouthpiece to the plastic one. This is definitely a lot warmer. It's a warmer sound, and your metal is going to give you brighter. But anyways, let's hear how it sounds. Full disclosure, I played for about an hour yesterday, and it wasn't pretty. I could get some notes out. My fingers are slow and arthritic and nappy, so my scales aren't great. So keep that in mind. My chops are pretty much mush anyways because I haven't been playing for about 20 years. And add to that, literally not playing for a whole year until yesterday. So the sound that comes out of this is not going to be pretty, but I'm excited because it's great. Before I play, that's a great question. How come when I saw this on my notifications it was a Minecraft pick? Because marching band is awesome. The YouTube channel originally started, well, let me put it this way. Some of the first few videos that I did were Minecraft Let's Plays while I talked about marching band. Kind of crazy. So if you go back into the older videos of Marching Band is Awesome, you'll actually see some fun Let's Play videos where I'm doing vanilla Minecraft and talking about marching band at the same time. So decided not to continue doing that because it just takes too much time, but I love video games and Minecraft is one of my favorite games. So. So it's a very warm sound. It's not a brassy sound. Intonation is a little bit pitchy just because of my chops are not really there. And the horn itself, you kind of have to play around the intonation. So that's what it sounds like with a plastic. Playing a little bit concert F blues. So the upper range is not really there anymore. But that's it. This is a Yamaha mouthpiece. I don't even really know where I got it. I don't really like it. But alright, Raccoon says, quick question. I've been playing trumpet for about 5 years and I've just started puffing out my cheeks when I play high notes. Any advice on how not to get into that habit? Well, as a trumpet player, who I don't think I do that, I've never really paid much attention to what I do when I play. Let's look and see. So not pretty, but you know, you just got to work on it. I mean, you just got to fight not to make that a habit. Without being a jerk about it, what I would just say is don't do it. Just don't do it. Every time you feel yourself doing it, stomp your foot or punch yourself in the mouth or do something that keeps you from doing it. But generally speaking, if you recognize that you already have a tendency to do that as a habit, then you're on the right track. And so what you need to do is just make sure that you don't do it anymore. Now, as far as the PTrumpet goes, I think I enjoy, out of this mouthpiece and this Yamaha 11, I think I enjoy the 5C better. The low range is not great. Yeah, I mean, it's really, you have to be disciplined to just nip it in the bud, as old Barney Fife would say from the Andy Griffith Show a long time ago. It's just something you got to work hard at not doing, if it's something that pops up. And I'm gonna set this to the side, show you something that I also love. You know, this is not pretty, but you can tell this is not a trumpet. Not a trumpet at all. This is a cornet, and it's one of my favorite instruments to play. This is not a great, well, quality, I don't know what the definition of quality would be, but it's not in great shape. That's a better way to say. So this is a Bundy instrument. It's probably designed by Vincent Bach. It's probably just an entry-level cornet or something. It's real noisy, needs a lot of work. All of the tuning slides are stuck on it. It's missing a third valve, spit valve cover, or water hole, depending on how you like to call it. I like to call it a spit valve. The mouthpiece, which is a Vincent Bach 7C. I actually like the old-fashioned standard 7. It's pretty dinged up. I have to be careful not to cut my lips when I play it. It's jammed in there. The valves, actually the valves will come out. That's good. So they're real noisy. But my mom found this thing at a yard sale like 10, 15, oh, it was longer than that, 20 years ago. But I love it. Cornets are very warm. But it's fun. It's kind of fun to play. Just an old cornet. I have to put my finger over the third valve hole, or else air will escape if I play the third valve. Right, that's no good. Alright, so yeah, Lemon, here we go. I have a little student model trumpet here. If you look closely, I'll give you a quick little lesson on the difference between a trumpet and a cornet. Now, these are both sitting on the same table, and the trumpet with the mouthpiece, obviously you can tell it's a lot taller. And if you look at them kind of side by side, you can see why. Let's put the bells about the same place. Look at the tubing here, and then the tubing here. Right, so the tubing is a lot different on a trumpet than a cornet. They're about the same length. The cornet is just wrapped in a smaller package, but the difference is, let's see how we can describe this. The trumpet is a cylindrical bore, which means that it basically keeps the same shape and size, diameter bore all the way from the mouthpiece, lead pipe, all the way to where the bell starts to flare out. A cornet, however, is a conical bore, like a flugelhorn and mellophone. And what it does, the diameter of the bore of the tubing gets larger and larger as it gets all the way to the end of the bell. So the timbre of the two are different. Way back in the day when like John Philip Sousa was using brass, he would actually have, if I get this right, I think it was 2 cornets and 3 trumpets, or 3 cornets and 2 trumpets, I can't remember, but they would actually call for both cornets and trumpets in different parts of the marches and stuff. So these days we can pretty much use them interchangeably, or we do use them interchangeably. But a cornet really is a different instrument. It's actually a different instrument than a trumpet. So they're played virtually identically the same way. I am not a range guy. I'm not a screamer, so I love the warm timbre of the lower mid-range anyways, just because I just never was a really high range guy. But I never played lead. Well, I might have played lead like one semester or a few songs here and there in jazz band in college, but I was always second chair or fourth chair, which was basically the place where all the solos fell. So I got to do a lot of improv. The valves are real sticky on this. You can hear it sticking on that. Just needs a little valve oil, but honestly, I don't remember if that's Clark or not, but I learned it when I was little, and I've always just played it over and over. It's a good warm-up for me. sticking. So it probably, I'd have to go back and look. I don't even know if I even have any of my old study books anymore, but I know I had Clark, so it probably is Clark. I had Arbins and Clark. Mr. Nick asked, what is the difference between trumpet 1, 2, and 3? Well, we'll answer that in two parts. Part 1, there's no difference in the actual instrument. So trumpet 1, 2, and 3, they're all trumpets. But the difference between trumpets 1, 2, and 3 are usually the ranges in which the parts they play. You would split into 2 or 3 trumpet parts to get harmony. And trumpets 1 will play the high parts, trumpets 2 will play the middle part, and trumpets 3 will play the lower part. And usually all spread across the treble clef. But anyways, this is one of my favorites to play. I probably should just buy a new one, but I love this one. Like I said, my mom bought it at a yard sale. She was just going to use it for like a Christmas decoration because everybody knows trumpets and cornets and angels and Christmas, they all go together. So I don't know, it's just kind of fun to goof off with. The main character of my fiction novel is a trumpet player. I won't do any spoilers or anything, but she's a trumpet player, and through a series of events she needs to get a replacement instrument, and the only thing available to her at the current time is an old cornet, and she just thinks it's terrible and gross and ugly, and it looks like this. And this is really what I based that part of the book on, so it's kind of cool. Playing in concert D minor, well, probably concert F. Playing in the relative minor would be more accurate. So I'm playing in the key of E minor or G major. Hey.
I'm just flying.
No, you try this one. This one's plastic. You try this one.
Is this a trumpet?
It is a trumpet.
Is that a trumpet?
This is a cornet. It's kind of like a trumpet. Remember, don't hold it by the mouthpiece. You'll drop it. It's my 3-year-old. You got to buzz. Remember, go. No, you can't try that one, buddy. That one's too heavy for you. That's a trumpet, not a trombone. We don't go to the trombone section. There you go. Good. Good buzz. Do that same sound in this. You guys can't see him because I got the camera up high, but there he is. You can see it. Good. Make it. Good. Buzz it, buddy. Good. Let's let everybody see you on the camera. There you go. Buzz it. Buzz it. Buzz it. Good job. Good job. Alright, you gotta hold it good. Hold it with 2 hands. And he's gonna leave the room with it. But anyways, so yeah, that's my chops exist for about 7 minutes after not playing for so long. And it's real airy. My tone is real airy. I play at church every now and then, like at Easter or Christmas, so it's like real fanfare type stuff. And I literally get the music like 3 or 4 weeks beforehand and just kind of have to play for a month before I can actually play decent. you got a buzz in it. Good. Keep buzzing like this. Good job. All right, let me put it down. All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Not a lot of crazy action going in here. There's no, we're gonna leave it alone, okay? Drum corps is over, so I'm figuring out what to do with marching band is awesome. Obviously, I'm going to cover some marching band. I thought it would be fun to pull out the Trumpet, and I did it over on Instagram and Facebook yesterday. Had a handful of viewers come on and kind of watch me murder my lips. They don't feel too bad, but I couldn't like play any gigs or anything. But anyways. Yeah, so I'm excited about the marching season starting. We're gonna get up and cover some BOA stuff for sure, and I'm gonna cover it in the same way that I did drum corps. I'm gonna do recap videos and yeah, make it a thing. So you guys are awesome. Take care. I keep forgetting where the camera is. It's over here on this side. See ya.